Hi, my name is Albert, and I am the inventor and developer of the Project Management Process Accelerator, which is an AI-enabled business process tool that enables your project team to take your project from project charter to development-ready work items in minutes and not months. And today I want to talk about some of the risks and issues regarding using chatbots, AI chatbots, integrated with your project management tools such as JIRA, and how the PMPA tool helps mitigate and eliminate those risks when you're trying to ingest your business requirements, and how the PMPA tool can help eliminate those risks. So let's take a look at some of those risks now and how the PMPA tool can help your team eliminate those. So there's two general types of risks in using AI chatbots, and that is malicious AI injection or prompt injection, in which somehow a prompt gets injected in that says do something bad that you're not aware of, delete something, change something, move something, modify something. And then there's also just sort of by accident. AI is still kind of young at the time of this recording, the time of this development, and it may do something in your project management tool that's just unintended. It's an honest mistake because we're not really sure of what AI is doing. So if you're using an AI chatbot and it's connected directly or via some sort of MCP connector, and it's using the permissions that your user has, you as a user in your project management tool, or some user permissions that you've given it, it's possible it can do something unintended, such as deleting work items. So if your user has delete permissions, then that chatbot could potentially delete or change the work item status or modify some of the fields. Well, the PMPA tool that I designed and built doesn't have those types of permissions. So I specifically designed and built it to prevent that from happening. So you can be confident in using this tool that when you're digesting your business requirements, it can never delete a JIRA work item. It can never change a work item state to something you're unaware of, to accidentally move it to done or in progress. It can never change or modify a JIRA field, a custom field that you're not aware of. It can't change the title of the field or the description field. Also, when you're using an AI chatbot, it might create an issue type that you're not aware of. You only want it to create a user story. You only want it to create a documentation. You only want it to create a test plan. Well, maybe it creates something else. Maybe it creates an issue in another project you have a permission in. Well, the PMPA tool creates a walled garden such that it can only create an issue of the issue type you're authorizing it for that workflow within that project that you're working in. So if you're working in a workflow that says only create user stories, it will only create user stories. If you're in a workflow that says only create test plans, it will only create test plans. And if you're working within a project, it will only work within that project. If your user has permissions to work across multiple projects using a chatbot or an MCP Connect agent, what happens if it connects and makes multiple issues across multiple projects? There won't be an obvious record of that. You won't know right away. It could create, the AI chatbot could create orphan work items. The PMPA tool cannot create orphan items. And in fact, as part of the features and functionalities, if you look at some of our demonstration videos, there is a detailed record of every item that it creates. You can go back and audit the detailed steps of what it creates, so you'll know what it was creating. So we don't create orphan work items. The chatbot integration has a possibility of modifying any project. We restrict that. So we bound it by some quality checks, some safety checks, so you can only modify and work within one project at a time. And we even bound that by user permissions into a project within the tool. So a user could have permissions across multiple projects within JIRA, but within the PMPA tool, an administrator could say, well, you have access to multiple or all projects, but within the tool, we're going to just restrict you down to one or two or three or four projects So the PMPA tool will only be able to work within create items, modify items within the bounds that are set within the tool. So it can never go with outside the bounds that are set. So you have the same permissions when you're using an AI chatbot to the user that you are, but within the PMPA tool, you have a completely different, more rigid, more strict set of permissions. So that is a very good thing, knowing that using an AI chatbot, you don't have that. So the risk is in using an AI chatbot or a connected MCP client, you're not really sure what is going to happen all of the time, and there's not an audit trail. With the PMPA tool that I provide for you, everything is written, everything is recorded, everything's audited. You know what's going to happen. You can see a record of what is happening as it happens, and you have an audit trail that you can download and look at and analyze afterwards of exactly what did happen. And in fact, there is a limit on how many issues can be created per workflow. So it can't run off and create 10,000, 100,000 issues. It can only create a maximum of about 100 issues at a time. So if something does go wrong, it has a stop point, and it will stop, and then you can figure out what directions you gave it. Maybe there's a bug in the system. You can commit a live chat to us and talk to me or talk to one of the other admins, and we can figure out what went wrong, and we can correct it for you. So I hope that was helpful and allays some of the fears you might have in using the PMPA tool, but also to educate you on some of the risks that are out there in using a directly connected chatbot or other MCP connected tool, or to educate you so you put in some of those safeguards if you are using those tools or similar related tools. So good luck out there. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that the PMPA tool can help your team take your business requirements into developer-ready work items within minutes and not months. Take care.